I told here,
this time I wasn't in the vehicle. I was driving on the park up by himself, and me and her were just in our watching. Yeah, go around, practice drive, practice backing up, get out of the car. Yeah, he would get out of the car. What's that? Yeah, but he would get out of the car and he would look how his blinds are, where the parking space. Yeah, he'd get out and look at the park, how we park, how close, how even. No, it's no camera. He's using. The car doesn't have cameras. She's like nervous. He's getting the adrenaline to get it, doesn't hit the curb anymore. Tight turn. Next step is I'm trying to do is try to take him down. Little scripts, right? Find a little road all the way down to the mall and turn into a mall. So let me know the regrets. Oh, who's that?
No,
Right, exactly. Right. What's that? There's an accident.
doesn't matter.
You're not excited to try to drive, Leo? Aaron doesn't stop asking. He's like, remember when we were young, we were like, independent. We want to, yeah, I want to get out, you know what I'm saying? So you drive my body, right? I'm excited. And I drive from drove a couple times using my friend's car. Really easy. You know, I mean, I caught on really easy. Just paying attention to the things and stuff like that. I didn't get my car until I was in the Army. It was, what, 2 years later? Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being here. So the first 30 minutes is like our association meeting. So that's why I wanted to get a video. And then he's going to start with the event. I think that's one of the, if you want to keep it 5 minutes.
So you don't need me to live stream that part? You're on there.
Does it get recorded?
So it's live stream and it gets recorded. Both. So you can, right now I have from 6, actually we're live right now, so it gets them till 6, because I didn't know I'm 6:45. We can extend it or keep it shorter than that. And then we can have it, it's up to you.
Okay, can we keep it till 7 and then record it? Or up to whatever.
It has to be, so because if I didn't know, what we need to do is live stream it and then keep it recorded. Does that make sense?
So after those 6:45 you can start recording?
No, we need to extend it.
Okay.
And then we'll have a recording of everything we live stream.
Okay.
So you let me know. So
My
basically
options are
tonight,
keep it to 6:45 or extend it?
yeah,
Okay.
we can even, yeah.
Can we extend it till the end? Okay.
What time are you guys projecting?
7:50.
That's totally fine. Okay. Whatever you need.
Sounds good. Okay.
Hello, hello.
No, it's, I don't know what's on the apartments here. Yeah. Is there I can just put like, I'm sure I can hear it here. I just put
Hello.
Yes, this is the one. This is the one that we did. Reno 911. Reno 911.
He has the video, but we cannot hear it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's different options, but we don't see one.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. The way we're gonna do today's event, we're gonna have a very quick association meeting just to complete the protocol for the PTSA, and then we'll continue with Officer Castro, who's gonna give us a lot of good information about driving. The first thing, I would like to call to order our meeting at 6:06. And if everyone can stand up, we're just going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. And the flag is in the back. I pledge the allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. When you came in, we have a very short agenda for today. Just want to introduce ourselves. This year, I'm the president. I'm Carla Finch. I'm the 26th president for PTSA, which stands for Parents, Teachers, Student Association. I have a couple of the members, few of the members here with me. I'm just going to ask them to stand up so I can introduce them. I have Annette Lozano, who's hospitality, Marisol, hospitality, Monica, she's our volunteer and helper fundraising with restaurants. I have Dacia Baeza, our treasurer, and I have Janice Oani, who's our membership board member. Today, very quickly, we just want to present a new program that we're very excited to bring to the school. It's something that it was brought up by one of our parents. We started looking into it, and I would like to ask Annette Lozano to come and tell you about this cool program. After this, I'm just going to ask for approval of the program, and then we will move to budget.
Can we all say yes? Hi, good afternoon. My name is Annette Lozano, and I had the idea of creating a closet for our campus, which means that parents and hopefully all of us donate clothes and whatever our kids need, shoes, clothing, and we're going to have hopefully a classroom still in the works, and we will be able to help each other and help others. A lot of our kids like to trip, which would be an amazing thing to do here at the campus, and I will be taking charge of that. So if you guys have any donations, you guys can help me in any kind of way, that would be great. I'll be sitting back there, we could probably exchange numbers, and I could pick up your donations just to help you to start.
So right now we are in the process of organizing a committee. Logistics have started. The principal, the office has approved the idea, and we're looking for a space where to have this awesome shop. We're also trying to figure out how we're going to call it. We went and visited Chula Vista High School. They call it the Spartans Closet. And then we learned that basically a lot of the high schools, even Southwestern College, have something similar. The other part of this shop is that everything's going to be free. No one has to pay. No one has to, you just come and grab whatever you need or you like. It's also helpful for, like Chula Vista, they were telling us sometimes the kids during the day, I don't know, the pants rip or you know, they're playing whatever, and then they need to change, right? So that would be awesome too. Spirit Day, sometimes they forget to bring their shirt, the blue shirt, to go into the assemblies or things like that, so they can go and get something from there. Or, and also, we have lost and found, and although they keep it forever and ever, sometimes, you know, no one comes to get anything from there. So we can reuse, you know, use make sure that that is not going to waste. So we're excited to have a little shop. The students will be able to come and do community surveys and help us just work in a store, right? Like if they go to the mall or to the swap meets. So with that, hopefully everyone likes the idea. So I would like for someone to motion to pass this Variant Shop as a new program.
A motion to approve the shop.
Can I have a second? Can I have a second? Can I have a second?
I second.
Thank you. Everyone that approves say aye.
Aye.
Whoever opposed say nay. Okay, motion approved. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to introduce Dacia Baeza, our treasurer. She's going to give us a really quick idea on how we get our money and how we spend our money. Okay, there we go.
Hello, everybody. Right now, well, we're trying to approve the budget for this fiscal year. Right now, we have $1,877.50 in on hand. If you look down at the list, there's we're expected to get 1,375 just off memberships. Hopefully, we can get more than 100 memberships because that helps us throughout the year. We are planning to get about $900 from the restaurant and food fairs that we have throughout the year. Yeah, so we're going to go to, the first one is, that have it? Yeah, so, we have to have it, coming back from vacation. Right now, our expenses are, let's see, $50 for membership envelopes, $300 for the insurance, $25 for the annual report, and then for the convention, $100. Our program expenses, since the Variant Shop was approved, we're thinking about $500 that just to start it, and after that, I think we'll need much more. The coffee cart that we do every other month for the principal and the teachers, every 3 months, takes about $800, around $200 every time we set it up and go out and give coffee and donuts or muffins or cookies to the teachers as a thank you for all their hard work. The Variant Awards that we have once a year, it's about $100 that we're going to use. The total for this year should be $2,325. Disbursements not belonging to the unit, council and all of that, $625. So we need $2,950 this year. We have right now $1,827. So hopefully we can fundraise the rest soon or throughout the year. Any questions? Nope.
Can I have a motion to approve the budget? Monica motions. Can I have a second? Marisol, second. Everyone that approves say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Okay, budget approved. Thank you. And finally, I'm going to introduce Janice Oanes. She is our chair for membership. She's going to give us our report. Good news this year.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, my name is Janice Owani, and I am serving as your membership chair for this year. I just wanted to report that as of from July 1st, 2025 to September 17th, 2025, our online totem membership is a total of 75 members. Total donations is $570, and then the manual traditional envelope membership is a total of 20. So a total membership of, as of today, is 95. So, you know, membership, PTSA, it's a membership based system. The more members we have, that's our income coming in, aside from donations. So the more members we have, which is parents, students, teachers, anybody, neighbors, aunts, uncles, you know, grandparents. So anybody can join. You are not obligated to attend any meetings. You're encouraged to attend the meetings because that's how we have quorum. And that's how we need to conduct our business. If we don't need quorum, we can't pass any business. We can't approve any budgets. We can't approve any of our calendars. So with that, you know, the more members we have, it's a volunteer organization. It's the largest child advocacy organization that we have. And you know, we just hope that most of you, or if not all of you, join today. I know I just got a couple memberships just walking in the door. And again, this is all for our students, all for our teachers, staff. And I know you'll see that, I'm not sure if we have a calendar, but our calendar will be posted on the school website. So you'll see all the programs that we have going, and then we just approved a new one. So you can join, be a member for many of us. We would appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. So a couple more things before we wrap the meeting. I want to let you know when we talked about on the budget about the coffee, this is something that was introduced last year. Every 3 months, we have a coffee cart, and we come to the school in the morning, and we go classroom to classroom to bring coffee, tea, a little dessert to the teachers, you know, the custodians, the office, everyone. So it's kind of like a little appreciation every 3 months for all the hard work they do for our children. PTSA has 3 main things that we like to address, and one will be to support our kids in any way that we feel like you know, they need. They come to our house and they tell us things that's happening, and we celebrate the good things, and then we bring up to the office, to the principal, to the teachers, ideas on how to, or we advocate for things that, you know, our kids tell us that, you know, they wish they had here. Second, this is so we can create community. Everyone is invited to come and volunteer for instance, on the coffee. You can come, and we spend 3 hours around the campus. You meet all the teachers, you meet the staff, and we have a lot of fun. We have more events, so if you want to come and volunteer, that's another way. And this is a way of building community in the school. And the third one is, I just mentioned, advocating. So it's a good platform for us to bring things to the school. One of those we do, and it's coming November 1st, and I want to invite everyone that is here. In coordinating with East Lake Church, we come to clean the campus. It's going to be a Saturday, and basically we kind of help the custodians. They don't have the time to go to the details, so we come and we pick up trash around the campus. Maybe in those corners that no one sees, but there's trash there. We help them clean windows, maybe a deep cleaning to the bathrooms if needed. So it's good. And also obviously the students are invited to come. You get community service, but it's also so you can appreciate the campus and everything that happens around, and maybe remind yourself when you have a trash here, instead of throwing it to the ground, put it in the trash can, right? Or not to put your hand on the window because then it gets dirty and You know, by the time someone comes and cleans it, you know, it's always there. And with that, I want to adjourn our meeting at 6:20. Thank you so much for being here, for coming. Officer Castro is now going to give us good information regarding the driving that all our kids want to start, right? Thank you so much, guys.
Great. I'm doing okay. How are you?
Okay. I'm not so good, because you were weaving all over the road there.
Well, can we get one thing straight? I have
We need to, okay.
And,
Right hand to the nose
yeah,
with the left hand
all right.
and back out. I need you to recite the alphabet from Z to A backwards, as fast as you can.
From
Can
Z
you do
to
that
A?
for me? Yeah.
Sure,
Backwards.
Z, Y, X, W, V, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A.
All right. Remarkable. I've actually never seen anybody do that.
Oh, my bladder.
Heel to toe. I'm not worried about your bladder right now.
Sure.
Okay.
10.
All right. All right. Well, you got pretty good balance.
Thank you.
I want you to step, bump, step, bump, bump, step, bump, step, bump, bump. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, bump, step, bump, bump, step, bump, step, bump, bump. Pas de beret, kickball change, step, clap.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8.
You know what would be good is if you get kicked and then you kind of did that in a barrel turn and then you know,
That was
that
good.
would be.
That was really good. You a dancer?
No, not. I'm just drunk.
Up against your vehicle, right?
Alrighty, so for anybody in here, those students, you remember that show? Or anybody ever seen that show? Good? See, back in the day, we actually had fake reality shows. Well, like now that everything's reality. Reality-based, reality this, reality that. I'm sure they're probably all fake too. Welcome to Star Support. I'm Officer Sal Castro. I'm with the CHP San Diego area office. I used to be the public information officer, so I was the guy that would come out on the news talking about all of our fatal crashes, all of our holiday driving tips and everything. I transferred to Otay Mesa to the scale facility for about 9 months. Drove me crazy, not doing much. And I wanted to go back to patrol. I made the sergeant's list, so I went back to patrol in July and been back ever since, loving it. I go in at 5 in the morning, get out at 2:30, able to be home with my kids in the afternoon, take them to practice, do all the good stuff with them. This is my contact information if you have any questions. I'm very interactive, so I'm going to ask you guys questions. That way I know you guys are paying attention. I know some people will just come here and just be like, just read off a slide. I don't like to do that. I like to share experiences with you guys. I've been on the job for about 12 years now, and I've done a variety of jobs on the highway patrol. I started patrol, went to special investigations. I went to our state security, and also community outreach and public relations. So our mission of the Highway Patrol is to provide the highest level of safety, service, and security to the people of California. How do we accomplish this? We have different types of roles in the Highway Patrol. We have our normal road patrol officers that go out day in, day out, do the job, write citations, not that everybody likes. How many of you guys like tickets? Nobody, right? How many of you drive to work every day? How many of you guys see crashes every day? See like rear end crashes every day. How many of you guys see How many of you guys seen a rear end crash? We don't like that. We're the ones that be like, oh, shouldn't be. Especially when like the traffic's not even moving. We have our our boat patrol up in the Bay Area, they patrol the Golden Gate Bridge. Anybody know, want to take a guess why they patrol the Golden Gate Bridge? Jumpers, yeah. The number one in the state for suicides, Golden Gate Bridge. Not every day people jump, just like here at the Coronado Bridge. It's up there. It's one of the top 10 for jumpers. You'll never hear us talk about it because we don't want to glorify it, but it usually happens around the holidays. So usually they're just out there. I'm pretty sure that a lot of them have their fishing poles, so we give them a nickname of Fish and Chips. All right. Now, anybody remember the show Chips? Yeah. Ponce and John? No, not the movie. The movie was stupid. Yeah, that's what got me into the highway. We have canines, both bomb and narcotics detection. We do have our fixed wing aircraft. They're the ones that when you see the signs that say speed patrol by aircraft, and you're going out to, how many of you guys drive to El Centro? Out east. And you see that speed patrol by aircraft. So they basically radio to us down on the road and say, this car is going over 100 miles per hour. We wait for you, we write you the ticket. We have our helicopters. These are pretty cool because these officers are trained also as paramedics. So they're more in our remote areas. We really don't have helicopters or air units here in San Diego or in the metro areas because we rely a lot on San Diego Police and San Diego Sheriffs. We have our SWAT team. They pretty much protect any state assets, or like we like to say, really nothing. We like to show that we're really cool. But how many of you guys heard what they call us AAA with the badge? You know, can't handle police work. We have our own name, copy has priority. Yeah, we make fun of ourselves. We have our special response team. They basically go to any of the major events, like the recent elections. They were at both the Democratic and the Republican National Conventions, just there to protect life and property. We do give everybody their right to peacefully protest, but once that begins to escalate, then we have to step in. And that's basically what they did also. You guys saw the immigration protests. We weren't there to support the ICE, we weren't to support people, we were to support people not getting killed and people not getting, and property not getting destroyed. Wildfires. How many saw the wildfire here? It was like, not too long ago. Yeah. My wife had a heart attack because it was like so close. I live out in Winding Walk, and we could see it right from our house. She's over there worried about packing everything, and I'm just like, there's not going to burn all over the house. But I'm a last minute guy. So why are we here? I mean, do you guys need a parking permit? Do you guys need to watch this class to get a parking permit? To park on campus? No? Oh man. So basically at the San Diego School District, they require it. So every kid has to go through this class to be able to park on campus. Why it should be required? Because I think this class it's very helpful. It's going to teach you a lot. Parents, how many of you remember Red Asphalt? The video they just put in, Scared Straight, right? Yeah. All they show is blood, guts, gore. Right? That doesn't work anymore. So these are the following reasons why we're here. How many of you play video games? Good. I did Rancho Bernardo a week ago on level. Come on, you're a teenager, you play video games. All right, raise your hands again. Who's my video gamers? All right. What game do you play? Fortnite? Among Us? Which one?
Cyberpunk.
What's that?
Video game.
What is it called? Cyberpunk. Okay. What game do you play? PTSA? Okay. You guys play? Well, it's actually a fun game. The old ones. The PS2 ones. Those where they were still look fake. Anybody else? Who else plays video games? What games do you play? Minecraft. Awesome. Nobody plays Duck Hunt? Super Mario Brothers? Dynamite? Remember that? Now you kids play online, right? We used to have to play with a robot. A Nintendo robot. Yeah. Yeah, so kids have video game mentality. So what happens when you die in the video game, Call of Duty or Cyberpunk or you respawn, right? But in real life you don't. You only get one shot. Driving is the #1 killer of teens in America. Okay? Everything you're going to see is a choice, and everything I'm going to show you is 100% preventable. All right, Petco Park, who Padre fans? Yeah. All right, Dodger fans. The Dodger fans?
Oh, right here.
Dodger fans? All that money for almost losing the division? So what's so important about of this picture right here? 40,000 people. Well, people drinking,
at the same time.
leaving at the same time. What else? Anybody else want to take guess? Over here? Traffic? Okay. Anybody else? No? Going once, going twice? So this amount of teens that have been killed in the last 10 years because of driving. Enough to fill Petco Park.
So, kids can get driver license. We're on the road. Seriously though, it's scary stuff.
Who has a permit in here? Nobody? Not yet?
But really, look at this. Drivers under the age of 15 to 19 are much more likely to experience a collision. You don't want that. I don't want that. Heck, the government doesn't want that. And that's why states nationwide have adopted graduated driver licensing regulations. I know, it sounds complicated, but don't worry, I'm here to help. Welcome to graduated driver licensing made simple. Now, each state has its own set of specific rules and regulations. But today,
Okay, this is pretty cool. All right, so I'll just go through it. So you know when you get your permit, you got this little handbook that you have to study. All right, you get 52 questions you got to answer, and you can only mess around like 4 questions. Okay, but what kind of gets me is that when people actually pass that test, they forget like some of the questions that are on there. Like when we pull you over, where are you supposed to go? Not to the center or stop in the middle of the lane. You can go all the way to the right. Or who has the right of way when you come to a stop, right? So when you're a new driver under the age of 18, you get what's called a provisional license. So provisional license basically means that you can only drive by yourself. When you get your license by yourself, you cannot transport any teenagers, other teenagers with you until your 1 year is complete. All right, so there's a lot of times, I mean grew up in the 80s and 90s? And it was stuff the car just to go to 7-Eleven, right? More cars than people. So now they're more restricted on these provisions. How many have siblings that you're transporting when you're gonna start driving, you're gonna transport siblings?
I was just gonna ask that.
So if you have, that's the only exemption you have of having somebody else in the car. As long as the parent or guardian puts down, my son, my daughter is gonna transport my son or daughter for the remainder of the school year. And you just put some dates, that's good to go. Well, I mean, we're not just gonna stop you just to check, hey, that's some little kids right there, and just pull them over. No, we're not gonna do that. I mean, if they're doing something dumb, then yes, we're gonna pull them over, and then if they're in violation of it, we will tow the car and take away the license. Research shows that 16-year-olds are about 39% more likely to be killed in a crash when they're with one passenger. So about 86 with 2 passengers, 182% with 3. Okay, a lot of distractions, right? When you're driving. Right? How many think 17-year-olds are safer once that provision's off? Who would guess that 17-year-olds are safer? Who thinks they're going to be worse? Yeah, they're a lot worse. Why? Because there's more confidence now. We go from driving like this to driving like this, having all your buddies in the car. Or all your, what do we call them now, bruh? Bruh? I have my kid that calls me bruh. He's like, come on, bruh. I was like, I ain't your bruh, I'm your dad. So those are numbers, 48% with 1 passenger, 158% with 2, and 207% with 3. All right, this crash was kids that used to go to El Capitan High School. I want you to pay close attention to the passenger in this slide, and also the officer that's talking.
CHP says the driver was speeding when he lost control and crashed into a tree.
You guys all hear it?
Teams in the backseat survived. News 8 for the Hope joins us now live from the memorial with more. Heather?
An active memorial is the site of the tree where the truck crashed into. Friends, family, as well as different community members alike have come out here to the site with their candles, thank R.I.P. Isaac, and We Love You Justin with pictures and flowers in their honor.
Not only an officer, but as a father who has teenage kids, this is any parent's worst type of nightmare.
A deadly crash in Lakeside took the lives of two 16-year-old boys. The collision happened on Saturday night around 10:45 on Willow Road. A roadside memorial shows the teen boys' pictures. Friends say it was Justin Height behind the wheel of a 2003 Chevy Silverado, with 4 16-year-olds total inside the truck.
He was telling some thoughts around this lost control. He was heading for a powerful, self-directed, fun, experience.
Justin died on scene, suffering blunt force trauma, while friends say front seat passenger Isaac Colton died today after being taken off life support. The two teens in the back were taken to the hospital with moderate injuries.
I'm just coming in down. That doesn't come every day thing. It's some traumatizing. Very good. Very young.
The memorial and crash sites are just down the street from El Capitan High School, where all the students attended, but the two deceased were no longer enrolled there. The school principal sent out this note saying, I'm deeply saddened to report that our school community was impacted by a tragic fatal auto accident. We will have 3 counselors on site tomorrow for any students and staff needing that support.
When we go to a crash like this and it has young people involved in it, it's difficult because we know the notifications that have to come after that. We know we have to go knock on doors.
CHP reports only Isaac and a right rear passenger were wearing seatbelts.
However, with a collision like this, sometimes even the seatbelts, you're still going to sustain some injury.
Friends say they believe the teens were leaving a party. The CHP says it's not clear if drugs or alcohol played a role in the crash.
Seeing as how the driver passed away, we are going to have to wait for a toxicology report to come back from the medical examiner's office before we can make that determination.
So the teenager's name, Isaac Colton. You guys hear that one? The passenger that passed away? Isaac Colton died a few days after. A lot of times people ask us, do we really enforce these rules, these provisions? The answer is yes. So Isaac Colton, you can see right here, on top of this ticket, so that officer that was given that interview was Officer Garrow from El Cajon. So Officer Garrow met Isaac's mom at a Start Smart. And so they met at the Start Smart. Second time they met, he pulls over Isaac for something so small. People say, oh, you know, window tints, that's a crappy ticket. Why'd you pull him over just for window tint? Pulls him over for window tint, and then basically has passengers in the car, violating his restrictions. He calls his mom comes picks him up. Now the car goes to jail. Not him, just the car. Third time he speaks with his mom is when he has to tell his mom that Isaac passed away. So we take that with us. First time I had to go do a death notification was I just got the public information officer position. 4 kids from Escondido stole a car, took it joyriding. And how many of you are familiar with the Interstate 8, over the 163? All right, so that's a pretty big drop. Those kids took that curve at 100 miles per hour. 6 kids in a car for 5. Car goes over the wall, 100 feet down, bursts into flames. All the kids burn alive. When the firefighters are taking everybody out of the car, one of the kids, they said we only had 5 until they found the 6th kid melted to the seat. And people think it might be fun to go out and joyride, all that stuff, but, you know, never get in a car with somebody that you don't even know it's their car, right? Or don't have a license. So why do we want our new drivers to drive between the hours of 5 o'clock from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m.? How many of you heard the expression, nothing good happens between 11 and 5? Right? For us, it's fun. Yeah, the bar closes, the drunks get out, the crooks come out, we get to do our high-speed chases, we get to do our DUI arrests, everything. It's fun for us. But imagine your kid being out there in the middle of the night, knowing that that's out there with them. And who's the most important part of this program? Not us. We're just there after. We just taught you the preventative stuff. But it's between you and your team. Have those conversations. You know, ask your parents questions. They have a lot of knowledge. You know, a lot of us in here didn't have that with our parents. You know, my dad was always working. My mom, like, she drove, but I couldn't really talk to her about. I really didn't know. She didn't really was educated about driving laws or anything like that. She never got a ticket, but still, it was. You guys have more access to knowledge now than there was back in the day. You didn't hear that a lot today, definitely. And a lot of dad jokes, all that. Why? I have a teenager too. So some of our crash factors, we don't call them accidents. I think we don't call them accidents. Why? Because someone did something to cause that. Inattention, talking with passengers, cell phones, unsafe speed, DUI, drugs, following too closely, and drowsy driving. So cell phone locks. These are available through Amazon. That's actually legal. I mean, we can't pull you over that. The 23.5 of the California Vehicle Code states that anybody over the age of 18 can drive with a hands-free device. Okay, it must be mounted. So it can't be mounted like every Uber driver that has it right in their field of vision. It has to be either on the lower left, in a cut mount, or on the vent. It can't be blocking any of your field of vision. Here's your little dream catchers that you can put in the rearview mirrors. We can actually stop somebody for that. Why? Because it obstructs your field of vision. Right? So, what do you guys think in 18? Somebody under the age of 18, can they use your cell phone in the car via Bluetooth? Yeah? How many say yes? How many say no? Yeah. You cannot. You can't have you cannot use your phone while driving, even on Bluetooth. Why? Because we just want you to focus on driving. That's your number one goal, get from A to B. You got nothing to do with C. So that's a vehicle violation that we would cite somebody for if we see them on their phone. So about every 30 seconds, somebody dies in a distracted driving crash. This was actually a recreation for courtroom testimony, where the driver did get sentenced for being distracted while driving. You guys hear all that?
You know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
pictures of people that have died in crashes, horrific pictures. You know, being there on scene is something different. So in 2018, there were 377.9 million cell phone subscribers in the U.S. compared to 319 million people. Kind of a crazy number, right? How many have two phones? You got, it's okay. No judgment. You got your burner phone. Sancho phone, right? I mean, kids have phones, right? You guys all have cell phones? Yeah. What kind of phone do you have? Yeah. A what? iPhone 14. All right. So a little life lesson. So when you're like somebody asks you a question, this goes to all you guys. This is how life is. So you want to interview, you look at somebody in the eye and be like, let them hear you. Right? How many of you guys play sports? So I coached baseball for a lot of years, and one thing that I hated was when I'd be talking to a kid and they're like, or he'd be asking me a question like, "Hey coach, what should I do today?" What? I can't hear what you're saying. Or I said I coached the only ones that were actually would talk to me in my face and were loud were my football players. I used to coach at Castle Park High. I coached at Castle Park. I coached football and baseball there in $992. But that's why I see now that, you know, even when my son's friends come over, like, what? Well, like, hey, you guys want to go eat something? What do you guys want to eat? What? Can you say it louder, please? Oh, chicken nuggets, sir. Okay. I mean, you gotta be all military, but I mean, it's, yeah, sound off. Yeah, exactly. Sound off. People take you more serious. So yeah, like I said, everybody has a phone. So iPhone 14, lucky. Back in the day, back in this story, I used to take my dad's StarTAC. My dad had a StarTAC. You guys remember the Motorola StarTACs? Or are you guys too young for that? Back phones, oh, those are big. The Zach Morris's. Yeah. And I see like little 5-year-olds with phones. When my son was small, he'd get my phone and play the little cat. The little cat, you like smack the cat and all that. And I was like, swipe left and right. I'm all, maybe you can't swipe your butt and clean it yourself.
My daughter went to budget driving school last year, and they actually told her, like, if you're driving, make sure your cell phone is on. If you get in an accident, they're gonna forensically check it, if you're texting, and you'll get blamed. Well, I thought that was good advice.
It's good advice, but it's. I mean, are we? If it's a minor, if it's a rear end crash, nobody's hurt. Are we gonna really go full on Law and Order SVU? No, we're not.
17, I was killed by.
Yeah, and I mean, you drive down either was it the East H Speedway, the Olympic Speedway, all those. I mean, people drive fast on those roads, and that's why you need to be off your phone. Because 1.6 million crashes a year happen because of that, because of cell phones. Right? You're that's probably 11 people are killed daily. It's probably more now from when we did this environment. 26% of all of our fatal crashes do involve a cell phone. So if there is a death or a serious injury, yeah, we are going to take that phone, and we are going to get a subpoena. And we will look at all your records, what you're doing up to the second of that crash. And you can be charged now. 4 times the crash rate is just talking on the cell phone, which is like a DUI driver. How many have seen that? That somebody weaving just 2 lanes, you get right by them just on their cell phone, right? Now imagine texting. You're 23 times more likely to be involved in a crash by texting. So that's equivalent to a .25 DUI driver. Travel 100 yards in under 5 seconds. Can you imagine closing your eyes on the freeway and driving? And who goes 55 now? Nobody. Nobody goes 55 on the freeway. All right, we're going to do a quick little exercise. We'll see if you guys can beat Eastlake. All right. We're going to do the alphabet A through K, and then we go numbers 1 through 11. All right? Here we go. A. Oh, come on, E6, beat you guys. Come on. G, H, I, J, K, L, M, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Awesome, good. I don't like Eastlake. My son goes to them. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to alternate. All right, so we're going to alternate the letters and the numbers. So we're going to go A1, B2, C3, and on. And we're going to speed up. All right, here we go. A1, B2, C3, D. All right, faster. 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 How many lost it right away? Yeah, the drunk guy did it better. Yeah? He did the alphabet backwards. But why do we do this? Why do we do this exercise? Not to make you feel dumb, but to show you what it is. You're dividing your attention between those numbers and those letters. That's what driving is. You're dividing your attention. You're dividing your attention from what's in front of you, who's talking to you, what's running across, all that. Parents, how many of you drop off kids in the morning? How many drop their kids off in the morning to school? How many see little e-bikers? Every morning, e-bikers just go right in front of you while you're driving off your kid. Do that one day they're going to get killed. So, on a normal person not driving on their cell phone has a bigger field of vision, right? So you can see if that car blows out a tire and goes into your lane, you're going to be able to see that. You're going to be able to see if somebody runs into the street, a little e-biker runs into the street. Or how many of you drive through downtown? How many drive through downtown? Right. What do we have a lot of in downtown? Homeless, yeah, pedestrians. They like to play Frogger. Last year we had 62 pedestrian fatalities. Between downtown, South Bay, where probably most of the homeless population's at.
More interesting when they try to do it on the 94.
Oh, that's another one too. So 94, so that's considered downtown. So yeah, 94. That's a big one. Why? Because what comes out on the 94 at 2 o'clock in the morning? What's letting out? The clubs, the bars, right? And here comes Johnny Homeless, who just got high. He's going to run out in the middle of the lanes and get hit by Jimmy Drunko. So during graveyards, that's what we see a lot of those crashes. So this is what you see when you're talking on your cell phone. You're going to miss all that. You're going to miss that e-biker. You're going to miss the person running across the lanes. Especially if you live in the South Bay, a lot of wrong-way drivers. Wrong-way drivers it's big. We've had several wrong-way crashes, especially down by the 5 and the 905. Two San Diego police officers were killed by a wrong-way driver. They put their car and pretty much crashed into the driver to basically not let anybody else get killed. The husband and wife, they were off duty, but they made the ultimate sacrifice and sacrificed themselves to stop that wrong-way driver. So that's why we always stress, driving, looking 300 feet down. Make sure that your lights are on your car. Not just the running lights like we see every night. People forget to turn on their actual lights and just keep their running lights on. They illuminate the front, but nobody can see you in the back. And that's how these crashes happen in the middle of the night. So people fail to see up to 50% of their driving environment when they're on their cell phone. This is a great video, and I think that every teen should watch this before they get into a car.
If I get a text, I'll look at my phone.
It's definitely texting.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat. I do Snapchat and drive sometimes.
Is that like making Snapchats or watching them?
What, making them.
Texting is like my main form of communication.
Boredom, honestly.
And B, well, nah, I guess no, it's really just A.
I've only never done it at stoplights. I've always been really good about it.
The passenger has a pretty important role in driving now, where they're like, oh, red light, red light.
If someone that you like texts you, you're like, you can't just like let it sit there without just knowing what they said. Because what if something exciting's happening or something happened?
Like, every time I do it, I think about it, I'm like, why am I doing this? And then I just keep doing it.
I want to introduce you to a friend of mine.
My name is JC. Hi, Alexis.
Hi, Dash.
Justin, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I just really quickly want to have a chat, tell you what happened to me. When I was 21 years old, driving home from my college graduation ceremony, driver on his phone was so distracted. He turned left into the intersection at a red light. Another car, an 18-wheeler, swerved to miss him and hit my family's car. And the resulting collision actually killed both of my parents. I spent 2 months in the hospital fighting for my own life, and then 2 more months in a rehab hospital, learning how to walk again, learning how to speak again, learning how to dress myself and how to feed myself. I live with a partially paralyzed body. I didn't have my daddy to walk me down the aisle when I got married.
Having sort of like met JC, because you look at JC and sort of give those same reasons.
Usually I use my phone to change a song. I try to use it as little as possible, but
He can't even say it with a straight face, and he said he does it all the time.
I'm not gonna look at my phone ever. Honestly, if I have been sitting at a red light and I'll like glance down to see if my mom's texting me, but the people's lives that are impacted from something that is so stupid.
I can assure you on my drive home right now, I'm not going to use my phone and drive, and I'm not going to do it when I go to work tomorrow, and the next day after that until, it becomes a habit, and that just doesn't happen at all.
I know this is hard. I'm sorry. It's hard for me too, but this is real. You have the power to really actually make a difference and do something about it.
So this is why we don't show faces of death or red asphalt anymore. Why? Because kids are so desensitized to the violence. We show them emotion, right? We show the consequence of what happened. Like, she says she doesn't have her dad to walk her down the aisle. Doesn't have her mom there every day. I mean, most of the teenagers think that they don't need your parents, but you do. I remind my kid every day of that. I don't know. I wish I lived somewhere else. Like, you take away their phone. So, I mean, how many of you teens rely on your phone? Need your phone. It's your lifeline. A lot of you, right? How many have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, MySpace. No? No? Somebody has top 8? Parents, how many times do you see a teenager just doing this? Through a crosswalk. All the time. Yep, digital zombies, exactly. That's a good one. Digital zombies. Now, I like to mess with them when I'm at the park. Just go on the PA when they're crossing the street and they're like this. Okay, the light's red! And they just drop the phone. Why? But they're not alert. And we always say, imagine if that was a car that wasn't paying attention either. I mean, how many of you guys are part of like the East State community pages? And people that show that post all those crashes that happen here or on Olympic or on Otay Lakes. It's always teens that are on those crashes. Distracted driving, driving with friends. Something so minor. People just running the red light like nothing. Because they think there's no consequences for it. Until they get in a crash. But again, these kids are they're gonna look at what you do as well. So they're gonna see you texting and driving, and they're gonna be doing the same thing. I taught this class at Torrey Pines last year. It was a mom and a son. Just the whole time I'm talking. And it annoys me a little bit when it's people on their phones. Why? Because I took my time to come and give this presentation, because the last thing I want to do is tell you that your kid has died in a crash. But again, they're going away on it, texting, laughing, Where do you pay attention where I was at in the class? I go sit next to them, and they're not even paying attention. They even see me come sit next to them. And I look over, and I look at her screen. I'll buy that one. And she just froze. I get up, and I thought, all right, she's gonna put the phone away. Nope, back on it, laughing, ha 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 ha. Kicked him out of the class. So I go, your son's not gonna get to get his pass. And she goes, I'm gonna talk to the sergeant. This is wrong. You're discriminating against me. I'm not discriminating against anybody. You're not paying attention. Why am I gonna let your son drive? And again, she's like, oh, I'm gonna talk to the sergeant, blah, blah, blah. And you just single me out in front of all these parents. Like, you singled yourself out because everyone is like this. You think that I'm the only one lucky? All the parents will be like this. Like looking at them laughing, disrupting the class. So fast forward, they wait till after I'm done. No apology. Again, they wanted my sergeant's number. And the sergeant calls and says, hey, did you pay attention to class? Did you disrupt the class? Yeah. Then your son doesn't get this parking pass. And she gets mad, they drive away. He has a permit. I'm driving down Delmar Heights to get to the 5. He pulls up next to me by himself in the car with a permit. I'm just like, oh yeah. Game on. Yep. Game on. So I pulled him over and I go, I bet you don't even recognize me, right? He's all like, you the one that gave the class? Yeah, I'm the one that talked about all your restrictions, all everything. I'll give you your license and registration. I took his license on the spot. Basically wrote a letter to DMV and said this person should not have a license. 16 years old, not paying attention, gonna get himself killed. Especially driving a BMW, 6 years. Why? Because these kids, and I mean, you look at these kids from like Cathedral Catholic and all that, they get these high-end cars. And I mean, some of these cars are pretty safe. Like the BMW is pretty safe. It's like a tank. in a crash, but it's not the kind of car you want to give your kid as a first car. I had a Chevy Astro, my first car. But again, that's what we're talking about, paying attention and, you know, getting off the phone. Because even sometimes, like, how many you let your kids have the phone the whole day? Like, it's theirs. You can't. You can't take it. If you take it away, you're the bad guy.
They have their own time limit.
Good. See, a lot of parents don't put that.
The time limit doesn't release them to use their phone until after they get home.
See,
it's still emergency purpose.
So, like, if you ask dad, right? You ask dad, hey, my time limit's up. Can I get like 5 more minutes? No, right? No, you're done. Why? Because when dad had a cell phone, dad had to wait till 9 o'clock to call somebody because he gets unlimited nights and weekends, right? Now you have unlimited everything. That's where these companies messed up on. Giving you access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, it's a true story. I took my kid's grade started slipping. I took his phone away for a week. And next thing I know, he's downstairs, he's talking to us, having a good conversation. And it's like, man, I should just take his phone away. We're good. I didn't need it. Why does he need one? And then he comes and tries to give me some smart aleck answer. Like, well, you carry a gun, right? Why do you need it? I was like, well, do you see me when I'm off duty? Do I wear it? No, I don't. Why? Because I'm not a cop when I'm on duty. If I didn't need it the 34 years before I became a cop, I'm not gonna wear it now. I was like, I want to enjoy myself. So I took it away from him, and his grades went up. And I gave him back his phone. And again, like he wouldn't even talk to me. All right, that's it. So now he has a time limit. Why? Because I put him on a schedule. So he has Monday he works out in the afternoon. Tuesday he works out, does homework. Tuesday he has practice in GBG baseball. And Wednesday was show practice. Then he plays with two travel teams. And then he goes. So his week is pretty full. And the cell phone really takes a lot of it from him. And my daughter the same with volleyball. So you'd be surprised to take away the phones for a little bit, and they'll actually be a little more productive and actually be a little more engaging. I mean, I know the Mr. Beast videos are great, but so why do people still text and drive? Damn it. Why do people still text and drive? Missing out, right? FOMO, right? You know, oh my God, somebody updated the story, I gotta look at it. Someone did a TikTok. Oh. Is the next 10 years of your life worth that text message? Why do I say that? Because, again, if you cause a crash, injure or kill somebody, we're gonna look at your records, and we're gonna charge you with involuntary manslaughter, which carries 10 years in state prison. And what are ways we can combat this? Like I said, throw it in the trunk, and put it in the glove box while you're driving. You guys all see street racers, right? High performance cars, low performance drivers. That's a good way to break up with somebody. So how many were, what was that? Yeah. How many of you guys ride motorcycles in here? Nobody? I'll give you guys a little scenario. I'm gonna let you tell me who's at fault in the crash. Either the motorcyclist or the motorist. Which is legal in California? Who says the motorcycle is at fault? Who says the car?
But that's no joke, because it's true. The motorcycle will be driving like this between you and the freeway.
So How many think the car would be at fault in this crash? Nobody, right? Yeah, the motorcyclist is at fault. Why? Look at the flow of traffic. Traffic's going about 5 to 10 miles per hour. This person's going easily 40 to 50 miles per hour. So, even though it's legal in the state of California, you have to do it at a safe speed, which is about 5 miles above what traffic is going. It's raining right now. How many of you guys have permits in here? Nobody has a driving permit? You have a driving permit? Where's your mom or dad? Are you going to drive home today? Why? How are you going to learn how to drive? In the rain? Well, if you drive in the dark, hey, and when it comes to the winter, it gets dark right away. By 5 o'clock, it's already dark. So that's the biggest misconception is don't teach, everyone's afraid to drive in the rain. No, you gotta learn to drive in the rain. You gotta take them out and teach them in the rain. Why? Because if you don't, they're gonna end up like this car right here, going 80 miles per hour with ball tires, barely missing the tree. Or they do something stupid like, sorry, pardon my friend. Anyone know what this is called? What? Puddle, right? You would think it's called a puddle. But for San Diego, it's called a challenge. I'm gonna take my lowered Honda Civic and drive through that puddle and get stuck. And now we have to go get you out. So this one right here, that was actually on Thanksgiving in 2019. That's where I spent my Thanksgiving, watching that puddle all night. Because why? Even though we had the barricades, so wave people in, and there you go, trying to drive between that puddle.
There is a house built out of stone, wooden floors, walls, and window sills, tables and chairs worn by all of the dials. This is a place where I don't feel alone. This is a place where I feel at home.
Don't die for a deadline. All right, if you're late, you're late. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these people that speed when we pull them over, I'm late to work, and I mean that's not my fault. All right. I'm going to slow you down. Most of the time, either it's going to be a warning or a ticket. So roadside safety, you got your new driver. They get a flat tire. Who thinks this is safe right here? Having them stop on the right shoulder. If they get a flat tire, would you want them to stop on the right shoulder or drive it off the freeway? What was that? Yeah, drive it off the freeway. Because as slow as traffic is, there's always one person that doesn't want to wait. How many go down to Tijuana? Yeah. How many of you guys go down to Tijuana? On Fridays, when the lines are long, what do people do? Pass on the right. So a lot of times people are driving way too fast on the right. This person actually went to the back of a tow truck. Tow truck's always going to win. I mean, if the road looked like that one right here, Did anybody know where that's at? Texas, right? The Mexican freeways, right? We know it's not California. We'll be all full of trash and tents. Hey, you get the people, you're so upset. Why? Because if the reason we talked about the tents is because do you want your baby to be on the right shoulder with the tent right there? When a person that's high on meth on the window? And they do that. They just stare at you knocking. Or because they're trying to get into your car so you can have somewhere to sleep. So yeah, get off the freeway, destroy that tire, destroy that rim. Why? Because that's all replaceable. A car is replaceable. Your kids are not. You are not. It's not just for your team, it's for you too. I don't know how many times people get into non-injury crashes and stay in the middle of the freeway. Just get off. We're not CSI. We don't need forensic evidence. We know what happened. Just by the damage. We can tell what happened. So, what's the proper following distance? 3 car lengths. 3 seconds, 3 car lengths. Do people do that? No. You got one car length. That's how a lot of these rear-end crashes happen, especially in the morning during commute traffic or dropping off your kids at school. Well, how far away from the car? This much. It's like, yeah, if they come to a stop, are you gonna be able to stop in time? Probably not. You got to realize you have a 2,000-pound missile that you're driving. When it's raining, where should you drive if you're on the freeway? Far left, far right, or in the middle? Middle. Middle lanes. Why? Because all of our freeways are constructed to everything to puddle down. And again, I'm going to stress the homeless issue. Because there's so many living on the freeways, they plug up the drains. All the trash you see on the side of the road that they leave in the encampments, when it rains, it goes into the storm drains. How many remember when the 15 got flooded right there by Ocean View? It was like a pool in there. Not a pool you want to get in, but it was pretty much like 4 feet deep. Yeah.
On both sides. Attending breaking news tracker Paul Anderegg spotted it, pulled over, and called 911. He then ran over during a break in oncoming traffic and tried to awaken the driver. Hey! The windows rolled up and doors locked. The woman was passed out, unresponsive.
Wake up!
Cars and trucks never stopped, sliding right or left to avoid an accident. Most still running at full speed.
You can see cars are going by at 65, 70, even 80 miles an hour, so any impact, that was very close.
Moments later, CHP officer Sergio Flores arrived on scene and tried to rouse her too. Waiting a second for a speeding car to pass, then getting into position and swinging his flashlight at her window. The Sebring started rolling slowly as the driver's foot came off the brake. He ran around behind the car to rap again on the passenger window, breaking in.
Stop the car! Stop! Stop the car! You crash! Stop the car!
Finally, he was able to open the door and throw the gear shift into park. It's almost over. The woman was collected from behind the wheel and walked over to the curb, an empty vodka bottle visible on the floorboard. 25-year-old Amber Delane McKinney was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence, handcuffed, driven to Las Colinas for booking.
Well, not really suspicion, right? Well, the empty vodka bottle, everything in the car. It's kind of more of a fact. But DUI is pretty serious, especially when it comes to teenagers. A lot of kids experiment during high school parties. So the big thing is for parents to have conversations with your kids about drinking. If and when they do it, because we were all young. If they end up doing it, you need to tell them, if you're going to a party, if you take one sip of alcohol, you call me. Call me, I will pick you up. You do not get into a car when somebody else has been drinking. Right? How many want your kids to get into a car when somebody else has been drinking? No, right? I mean, we know, I'm going to go to a high school party, someone's going to have alcohol. So that's why we talk about always have those conversations. Have them have a plan. Hey, if this happens, you call me. Am I going to be mad? Yes. But I'd rather have you with me than Officer Castro coming to tell me that you died in a crash. How many of you guys are 17 in here? 17? So a big thing about these videos that our department puts together, they do it like based on kind of out of Sacramento. So I made my own presentation for all these kids. The big reason why is because in Southern California, it's very unique for these kids. Why is it so unique when you guys turn 18 here? Can you drink? Can you drink here? No, 21, right? But once you turn 18, you can drink in Tijuana. Again, you always have mixed reactions. Parents are like, why are you promoting it? I'm not promoting it. I'm just letting you know that when your kid, because again, they make their own plans. And they'll go with their friends, 18th birthday, they go and celebrate. The next thing you know, they come back and they get stopped at the border by customs and they send you to secondary. A little alcohol on your breath, what is it they're going to do to you? Well, they're going to call me. They're going to call us. Now we're going to go down there and we're going to do field sobriety test. Now you can't legally drink, but what are you considered 18 in California or in the United States? A legal adult at the age of 18. So what do you think that happens? We don't call mom and dad anymore to pick you up. You're going either to downtown jail, or for the ladies, Las Colinas. Sounds nice, but it's not. In there, you're going to be there with other drunks, people that have committed domestic violence, people that have warrants, all that stuff. They put you in one intake tank and monitor you. You think your Bonita Vista Street credit is going to go farther? No, right? Not. How many of you guys aspire to go to college? Where do you want to go? UC Davis. Stop. Go to UC Santa Barbara. I'm going to get somebody else. Brother, sister. Alright, so UC Santa Barbara. What school do you want to go to? Where? UCSD. Alright, so you want to go to Santa Barbara. Alright. Sports? No? Academics? What's your GPA? 3.9. Okay, what about you? 4.21. Okay. Who are these going to get in? You guys both applied. Who's going to get in? 4.2, right? 4.2 is going to get in. Okay. Now we're going to throw a little curveball. 4.2 over there gets the acceptance letter. You're on standby. You're on the wait list. He goes to TJ, gets drunk, comes back, gets arrested. They're going to accept you now? Yeah, we're going to take you. Why? Because you didn't make that mistake that he did. All right? So that plays a big role when you apply for colleges. All right? Getting in trouble plays a big role. Now, getting a fender bender is not going to get you in trouble. But if you get a fender bender and you're drunk, yeah, because you're going to go to jail. All right? So that's why it's very, very important that you guys have those conversations with your kids. I mean, we're not naive anymore. Parents are not naive, like, oh, my kid's an angel. No. I thought that until I heard him talk on the phone. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And it's like, well, that's how I was talking when I was so, again, but a bigger issue than alcohol is drugs. Because your kids are going to be more likely to be under the influence of the drug. Because they're easily accessible at schools now. Why? Because people sell their pills. It could be any antidepressant, it could be anything, marijuana, but the dangers of that is a lot of these drugs are laced with fentanyl, which can kill you. And, you know, we see it a lot in the homeless community where a lot of them were buying the cheap drugs, and we'd find them deceased in the camps. So that's why, you know, we stress it, say no to drugs. I mean, you don't want to end up dead. You want to ruin your life. Because there's people that we talk to there that, oh, I came out for this, and I started doing drugs, I thought I was cool, and at the end, you're not. At the end, you'll end up right there on the 94th. Like when you go to the Pottery Games next to J Street, you see that big camp right there. They clear that thing out every week, and they just come right back. So, also too, you can also be DUI with prescribed medication. So if a doctor prescribes you medication and says do not operate a motor vehicle while taking this medication, then don't drive. Can someone under the age of 21 refuse the breathalyzer? Under the age of 21? No. Can somebody over the age of 21 refuse it? Somebody over the age of 21 can refuse all of our tests. I mean, how many of you have seen the YouTube lawyers? I know my rights, people. Okay? I would pull somebody over, like, hey, I just want to see if Officer Castro, CHP, that something if you're weaving. And they like to brag, you know, I know my rights, and I'm not going to tell you anything. Excuse me? I'm not going to tell you anything. Okay? He's like, well, sir, you don't have to do any of my tests. They're all voluntary. Well, I'm not doing anything. Right, step one out. Click, click. That's it. That's all we need. If we smell alcohol on your breath and you're driving bad, that's all we have to go by. We can't take you to. We can't let you drive if you're almost crashing. And when you get arrested, now you have to do what's called a chemical test. So those chemical tests, basically, when you got your license, that's a little fine print that you don't read, that people don't read in their license. And if you are arrested for a DUI, you have to submit to either breath or blood test. And basically, if you refuse to do that, then your license is automatically suspended for 1 year, 1 to 3 years. For teens, if you refuse just the breathalyzer on scene, your license is automatically suspended for 3 years. It's like, why do people still drink and drive? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna get caught. I do it all the time. I drive better when I'm drunk. I drive better when I'm high. How many people like think that like traffic laws are stupid or dumb? Like oh, you should be out there getting real criminals. You guys should be out there getting real crips. Traffic violations kill more people daily than any other crime combined. Why? Because if you rear end somebody and kill them, you violated the basic speed law, which is 22,350. If you cut across the freeway to get your exit and you kill somebody, you did an unsafe turning movement. You run a red light. Like that guy right there. Or girl, not a gal. Right there. Stuff like that. You know, all that stuff kills more people than any other crime. Robberies, killings, shootings, all that. And what are the best options you have? Uber, Lyft, you have the phone, right? Have a phone you can call. Not like back in the day, mom and dad, right? You have a collect call from pick me up. Right? You can tell your parents where you're at. doesn't wear the seatbelt in the drive? It's okay. I'm not gonna give you a ticket. Who doesn't wear the seatbelt? Yeah, no seatbelt laws there. Like there's some police departments that don't require their officers to wear a seatbelt. I think it's dumb. Why? Because in that slow crash right there, that person got ejected, hit his chest on the ground. Anybody in the medical field here? Nurses, doctors? Anybody knows what happens if you rupture your aorta? That's it, you're done. You'll bleed out internally before any doctor can open it up. That could be just from an airbag hitting your chest. Airbag deploys at 240 miles per hour. And it's in an instant. So you're moving up at 35 and that bag's coming at you at 240 miles per hour. 50% of all of our fatals are because people are not wearing their seatbelts. They get ejected in a crash. Look at the top of the screen. You guys see that? See that? That was a person right there. Had they been wearing the seatbelt, would they survive the crash? Maybe, maybe not. But they would have had a better chance. So how fast is an airbag deployed? About 240 miles per hour. How long does it take to put it on? Try it when you get in the car. Time yourself. Just like our department has to have an acronym for everything. They call it tactical seatbelt positioning. Like, really? It's like, here's another one. People not seat belted. Again, different countries, different states don't have seatbelt laws. Get impatient trying to pass. How many people do you see there? A total of 4. So what's the takeaway from this class? All right. Besides the 2 hours that I took, or maybe like an hour and a half. Yeah, well, we will. I'll talk about it. So, cell phone, text messaging, don't do it. All right. Speed, distracted driving, that's a big one. Drowsiness. I mean, take sleeping pills, Ambien, all that. We've actually got people that take Ambien, get up in the middle of the night, get in their car and drive. Drowsy driving.
My story was, I was in the Army, I was coming back from Brooklyn, 45 miles, 45 minutes away from my gate. Got about 5 miles from my barracks. And dozed off the wheel. I was just tired. Didn't have anything, nothing like that. I dozed off, and I swerved over to the left. And I took off both tires on the driver's side, on the median, that was in the middle of the road. Had that median not been there, I would have ended up in the gas station right across the street. So sleepiness driving, ever since then, I would pull over, find a parking lot, take 20 minutes sleep if I needed to. I felt drowsy sleeping.
Yeah, it's a second. It's in a second that it happens. You know, sometimes you're overworked, you know, lack of sleep, that affects you. That's sometimes it's even worse than the DUI. DUI is the big one. Talk to your kids. Seatbelts. And if you tuned out, the last one's always the most important one. Because kids can't get insurance yet. Civil liability. You guys know what that means? Is that they're not going to come for their PlayStation 5 or their Xbox. They're going to come for your house, your bank account, and everything. Remember, you live in California. People will sue for anything here. People have wanted to sue God for them crashing in the rain. No joke. I'm gonna subpoena for to court. Are you actually hearing this? So everything's about a choice. So for all new drivers, we do have a Start Smart app that lets you log in your driving hours. That way, when you go to get your license test, your driver's test, you can show that your hours are logged on. It does give you access to the handbook, so you can study it, and it talks about a little bit more laws. Any questions? Yeah. Any questions?
So we talked about liability and insurance. Do you recommend getting insurance, like their own insurance when they start driving at 16, 17, or still put them on?
Well, usually they're going to have to be on yours, and there's going to be a driver on your policy, because insurance companies won't give them a policy on their own. That and a roadside assistance. AAA is a godsend. AAA or any type of roadside service. I mean, half of them won't be able to change a tire. Just have somebody come and help them with the tire change. I mean, even if they do know how to change a tire, if they're on the freeway, I would still call a tow truck to get me off the freeway. Because for drunks, the lights, like little mosquitoes, they're attracted to the light. Here's my information. If you guys have any questions, feel free to give me a call or send me an email. I get back to you pretty quickly. Just any questions you have. It's best to ask any questions now, because on the side of the road, it's too late.
Is this available for us to share?
The presentation now, from our department. If you have classes that you need us to teach, we can do classes for groups, for teams. The thing is for us is that we want every team to have this class. A lot of these schools don't, like I said, there's no requirement for the kids to park on campus here. I did Sweetwater Union. I try to get it to all Sweetwater Union. Why? Because I'm a Sweetwater Union kid. I went to Castle Park High, graduated there in '99. But again, we didn't have any of that. We just drove our car to the parking lot and parked. But we didn't have all that education about, hey, what can happen? What can happen? What are the consequences? So I guess it was something with lawyers and all that, and they said no. All right. But again, if you have any questions, I'll be up here for a little bit. We do have an Instagram page, and follow us. We'll upload content there, pictures of crashes or what we do with the communities. Just feel free to follow us.